Okay. Y'all go ahead, clap it up for yourselves. Clap it up for yourselves. Welcome back. Look, I just want to say thank y'all. Thank y'all for all y'all that done liked and commented and subscribed. Thank you. This is my little show. This is just my little show. Frosted Frames. This is just my little show. We just over here having fun, eating donuts, talking about movies. We having a great time over here. So, hey, look, if you feel like it, just let me know, like, what movies y'all want me to review. Okay, like I can do all the movies in the world. I don't mind going watching the movie, right? I'll take time to go watch the movie, but I'm gonna give you my honest review. So if you cool, then I'm good with that. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the first movie. So our first movie today, classic, classic. It's hard to imagine how long the movie came out. First movie, John Q. Okay? Now, if you've been living under a rock, John Q got some heavy hitters in here, okay? Starting off, it's your boy Denzel. Old Denzel in this, okay? Kimberly Elise, Daniel E. Smith, James Woods, Ray Liotta, Ethan Suplee, Eddie Griffin. This cast, man. They did their thing with this, but let's go ahead and get into it. So the movie opens up with this young lady driving down the highway, multitasking, overtaking cars when she's not supposed to, right? So some kind of like when I saw the trailer, I didn't see this lady in the trailer. Why are we looking at this lady? But you got to keep watching to figure out what's going on with this lady, right? So then we come to Archibald, right? Denzel's character. They at the house. Denzel wake up to his station wagon getting repossessed, right? Now Kimberly Elise, she playing his wife. She give him a side eye talking about, so you just, what we gonna do, John? What we gonna do? And he's like, I thought I made that. I didn't have nothing to make the payment. So, we just gotta do what we gotta do. And they got a little son, Daniel E. Smith, his character. He in a bodybuilder. Arnold Schwarzenegger, 7-time Mr. Olympian. This dude actually did his thing in this role. Okay, so he dropping the kid off at school, taking Kimberly's work because now he only got one vehicle, the other one got repossessed. And then you see like John's like he's a factory worker. You learn that they didn't cut some of his hours. Keep on to that. Hold on to that. So fast forward a little bit. They leave church and they go to the little boy's baseball game. And as he's running the bases, he fall out. Right? I'm talking about face first fall out. Eyes roll back in his head. They scoop him, take him to the hospital. The doctors figure out his heart is enlarged. And if they don't do something, he gonna go ahead and expire. So they bring John Q and his wife Kimberly Elise's character into the room with the hospital's lady that run the finances, the cardiologist. And when they bring you into a room and they got a bunch of people with fancy titles, that shit finna be expensive. That's just what it is, right? And so they basically hit him like, boom, like this is what the price is. And John like, I got insurance. What you mean? Run that up. And they was like, no, you your insurance don't cover all this. So now John in the battle with the insurance. Come to find out, the insurance said we ain't doing nothing. So now he trying to apply for this supplemental thing at the job because they cut his hours, so he's not a full-time employee. So he ain't getting full-time benefits. Come to find out, he had a HMO plan and all this kind of stuff, right? So, hey, man, doing what he got to do. He starts selling stuff off. So his truck. This man was down to selling his refrigerator. He done sold his wedding ring. He doing what he got to do to raise his money to get this boy just on the organ donors list for the heart. This ain't even guaranteeing for the heart. So now it's this thing about like if the number get too low, my man gonna expire. So they're showing a montage of the church donating and John selling. And then one day, John get a phone call. John, his first name in the movie is Archibald. I like Archibald a little bit better, right? So Archibald at the house counting that paper. And one day he get a call from his wife, Kimberly Elise. And Kimberly Elise tore it up. She said, John, do something. Now, look, first of all, that's the first time I never known something to be two words, right? Y'all never watch movie, I guarantee you, John, do something. Okay? Second of all, fellas, it's one thing for your lady to say, hey, take trash out. Hey, clean this up. But when a woman puts your name in front of a statement, you got 2 seconds to act. And when I tell you, she said, John, do something. Archibald went into action. Won't no more words needed. John showed up to that hospital. He had a black bag. He had an unloaded gun and some chains. And he tried to be nice about it. He went and asked out, you sure you can't do this pro bono? I looked at this flyer. It said the hospital do pro bono work. And I tried. I just can't do it. It's red tape, red tape, red tape. John was like, Archibald said, cool. Went down to the ER, locked the doors. Everybody's in here. We're going to get to the bottom of this. My son getting the heart or y'all finna go. So now we got the standoff, right? We got John holding the doctors, the ER doctors, and all the people that was in the ER. And then the cops show up, right? So there was an older gentleman. I forgot what his name was at the moment. He was like the lead detective that's doing the negotiation. And then Ray Liotta show up. He like the chief. He that chief that like he like to push his weight around and make it like he did the work. So them two out there clashing. John in here having a discussion with all these people about healthcare. So they have a discussion about HMOs, PPOs, and how hospital treats you based upon your coverage when it comes to insurance. HMO, we don't really put a band-aid on and kick you out the door. We ain't trying to treat you. You got a PPO, you got a better insurance plan. Hey, you want some cookies with that band-aid? So I ain't gonna bore y'all. Y'all need to go watch the movie. I ain't gonna bore y'all with all the in-betweens, right? But there's a couple scuffles in there. And finally, John get to the point where he was like, man, Doc, will you give my son my heart if I unalive myself? And the doc was like, man, you better quit tripping, man. Go on. We ain't anybody doing all that. Stop, John. So John was like, nah, I'm for real. Like, if I do this, will you give my son my heart? The doc was like, man, if you let him do this, yeah, I'll give him your heart. So I ain't gonna tell you the rest of the movie. You go ahead and you go watch the movie, find out what happened to the other lady we saw driving at the beginning of the movie. I personally give this movie 5 stars. All right. Ah, man, keep doing it. 5 donuts. I give this movie 5 donuts. All right. So our next movie is The Intern. Starring my man Robert De Niro, and Anne Hathaway. Yeah. So in this movie, right, Robert De Niro, he an elderly 70-year-old man. He just at home chilling. Like, I'm gonna do something. I need to get out and do something. So he look at the paper and you see that there's a company that's hiring for senior interns. I actually think that might not be a bad idea. Because let me tell you something, these boomers, they know how to work. You give them some work at 8 o'clock, but 8:30, they talking about I'm finished, I'm ready to go home. Okay? So some of these companies that got these Gen Zs in here, they might want to go ahead and get some of these senior interns. But anyway, so Robert De Niro goes for the interview. This is Anne Hathaway, the CEO of this online fashion company. And, they take him through the interview. To me, they asked him a couple insulting questions, but Robert De Niro handled that how Robert De Niro would. Hey, and he get it. So it's him and like 2 other interns. They come in, and Robert De Niro gets assigned to be the intern directly for Anne Hathaway character, right? So he got to go meet with Anne. And so he goes to meet with Anne, and Anne's kind of like, hey, this is just kind of a formality thing. I'm not really going to have much for you. I don't even know why they put you with me, but ha ha, he. Let's just make the best of it. And Robert De Niro like, hey, I don't know who you think you hiring around here. Okay? But I came to work. And he was like, no, I really I'm not really gonna have a use. Like I am okay. And Robert De Niro was like, okay, hey, you know what? I'll let you think on that. And I'll check back with you. So next day he reading his paper and he happened to look out that window and he see that the driver that was driving Anne Hathaway around, he out there drinking on the job. You can't be driving the CEO around drinking on the job. Remind me of that man that was driving Pinky around. How Pinky cussed him out the same way Anne should, but she didn't know about it. So Robert De Niro confronts the dude like, you're not driving. Look, either you can tell her or I can tell her which one. So Robert De Niro winds up driving Anne home. They create a little bond. She felt like she was getting a little too close to him. So she done pushed my man off in a whole nother department. And now her whole life done went to shambles. So she was like, oh no, where is he? I need him back. So she go and find him, and Robert De Niro basically was like, I was wondering when you was gonna get me, right? So Robert De Niro, he done got so good with her. He done got in with the husband. He done got in with the daughter, right? So he coming in the house speaking, hey, how you doing? How you doing? He taking the daughter to parties. Robert De Niro come back. He seen something he really didn't want to see, but it just so happened that he had to see it. And so now he dealing with some turmoil. He is tumultuous on the inside. Okay. So I don't think I used that word right. Turmoil was right, but not tumultuous. Anyway, we're gonna leave it in. So now Robert De Niro, now his character, he awkward. Sometimes he won't look at Anne Hathaway directly in her face. Other time he ain't got nothing to say. He getting flushed in the face, right? So they wind up taking a trip out to San Francisco so Anne Hathaway's character could meet up with this dude to be a CEO, because we come to find out her husband, who was stay-at-home husband, he kind of like that, you work too much. I kind of feel like we don't have enough us time. I just want to know when we gonna be us again, right? He was there in his life. And so the whole point of the CEO was so that she could hire this CEO to come in so she could get rid of some of her responsibilities so that she can go back home, right? And spend more time with the family. Come to find out, Anne already knew. And Robert De Niro, he was like, whew, child, I ain't know how to tell you, right? So all in all, this was a great movie. It had the premise to be like, man, they being some a-holes to this old man. But in actuality, he brought some life and some spunk to that place. I give this movie 4 donuts. I got it right that time. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So look, I had debated with myself if we were going to talk about this. But I said, it's a movie. It's a movie. We're going to talk about it. This movie, A Time to Kill. Listen. This is one of them ones. Samuel L. Jackson, Matthew McConaughey, Sandra Bullock, Kiefer Sutherland, Donald Sutherland, even had Kevin Spacey in there. Whoo! Whoo! Okay. Let me take y'all back to 1996, right? So we set in the rural South, okay? We start off with a little girl, African-American girl, going to the store, and she picking up some groceries. And we see these 2 gentlemen pull up. The little girl leaves, they follow her. They bother her, eventually they kidnap her. They do something that's something that ain't right to her. and they throw her off a bridge. Now, the little girl daddy is Samuel Jackson's daughter, right? His character named Carl Lee Haley. Carl Lee at work. You know, he had that look like one of them men. I'm going to work my 9 to 5. I'm working my 9 to 5. Don't bother me. When I get off, I'm going home, enjoy my family and my bit. So Carl Lee out there working. And next thing, they done call down to the job. Carl Lee, what? You got a phone call. So he stopped work. He go answer that phone call. And fast forward a little bit, you see you see like he inside of like this little booth, right? Come to find out, he's in this booth in a courthouse. He go in there at nighttime. So in the meantime, what then happened is they done arrested, the police in the town then arrested them 2 men that had did what they did to Carl Lee's daughter. And he found out when they was coming in for the arraignment. So the night before, Carl Lee went and he went into the courthouse and he went in that booth and he sat there with that gun in his lap all night. So the next day, when them 2 men coming down the steps, Carl Lee bust out that booth, bow, 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 let that gun off, then he take off. He unalived them 2 men. He also wounded an officer. So now Carl Lee, they didn't call to him, arresting him. He in jail. Now, this is when we start picking up. So Carl Lee wound up getting represented by Matthew McConaughey, who he trying his best, but you kind of get the sense that he's a little over his head with this one. You got a black man in the rural South. He done killed these 2 men. The cards are stacked against him. Well, Sandra Bullock character coming to town. She trying to help Matthew McConaughey find some statuettes to help him with his case. And what's crazy is Carl Lee, right? Because he black and he killed these 2 men. The town clashes, the African Americans versus the Caucasian Americans, and then the KKK get involved, right? So it's just a clash all over town. If y'all ever wonder what that line was, you damn right I killed him and I hope they burn in hell. This is the movie that it come from right here. So at the point, it gets to the point where during court, they having a whole riot fight outside. I'm talking about fighting you got one side fighting this side, then the cops getting involved. It's a whole thing out there. Okay. This movie was one of the best movies that I have ever watched in my life. Okay. I give this movie 5 donuts. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you, everyone. That is today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, be blessed.